Hi, this is Harsha Venkatesh from Dwaith Funds. I'm going to talk about a recent newsletter I wrote, which is called as Painting a Portfolio That Lasts. Baruch Spinoza, a 17th century philosopher, a Jewish philosopher in Europe, wrote, "You have to look at things in the essence of eternity." What does he mean by that? So you should always have a rational historical approach to whatever you build, so that you can always do things which can stand in the context of history. You can build something that lasts. So if we are looking at investing and creating a portfolio for ourselves as investors, you have to always look at things that can last for a long period of time. Of course, you cannot have something standing for hundreds and hundreds of years, but we want to build something that can last for decades. Today, in a world where everything is looked at in days and weeks and months, so we want to build things which can stand the test of time. So that's what it means. So again, at Dwaith we are history buff. You would have probably listened to some of my videos where I talk about Hampi, where I talk about historical significance. So again, I want to get some inspiration from two historical contexts. One is the caves of Ajanta. See, the Ajanta Caves are painted with beautiful colors, and they can still be observed if you go to Ajanta. Even after 2000 years, the paintings still stand. And the question we need to ask ourselves is, if we are painting our homes today, for example, the place where I am sitting, the paint has started to peel off already. It's not even just, it's been a year since we painted this place. So I sometimes wonder what kind of paints did these guys use and what is it? There are three things which are very important. One is the surface you're painting. So the caves of Ajanta are painted on hard rock. So they have a very curated surface on which they are painting. Number two, the kind of ingredients they have used to paint. So these are not chemicals which are going to get peeled off easily. See, these are natural pigments which are occurring in nature that have lived on for thousands of years. And likely, since they have used those natural pigments, it will live on for thousands of years more, which is the truth. It's lived on for 2000 years. And the kind of environment you are painting in. See, the caves of Ajanta, though they are caves, they are not like dripping with water and they are not like super moist. See, these are places which are well protected from the element, which is the reason you can still see the painting quite vividly even today after 2000 years of painting. So now let me actually move on to the boulders of Hampi, so to speak. See, Hampi again was ravaged after the Battle of Talikota 1565. It burned for days together. However, the temples, which are today in a ruinous condition, but they are still very beautiful. It's a UNESCO heritage site even today, and people do visit in millions. I think the largest footfalls here in Karnataka, I believe, is in Hampi, especially for foreign tourists. Why is that the case? You have to ask this question. See, there are again these three ingredients. One is the structures were built on hard bedrock of granite. Number one, it's not a foundation which is going away easily. Number two, they have used natural materials. They have built on stones. They have used stones. They have not used mortar. Mortar or cement is something which can go away easily. After a few years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, the cement will go away, wear off, but the stones will remain. So they have not used cement or mortar. So that's the main thing. Third one is they have built that in the proper environment. So the bedrock on which they have built is a solid foundation. It's not a foundation which will wear off. It's not something which is built on a clayish soil or a red soil. They have built on proper ground, which is basically a rock on which they have fitted these pillars, and on the pillars you have beautiful temples being built. So if we can look at our own portfolios, when we are investing, so we have to always build something that can last in this historical context. Another thing is sometimes we should not be doing a lot of changes. So I was looking at one of the historical cases which were spoiled by action. There is a small church in Spain called Boria. I hope I'm spelling it correctly, where there is an old fresco of Christ, which was painted probably 1,000 years back. In 2012, when they were renovating, one of the ladies with goodness in her heart, she wanted to upgrade the painting. So she tried to touch up the painting, but the colors and the pastels which she used was so bad that not only did the painting which she painted go bad, but the original painting also was lost forever. See, sometimes you should not touch things which are already beautiful and they have lasted for a long period of time. So what are the contexts which I am taking off for our investment? See, when we are investing at Dwaith, we look at three things. One is this pigment permanent? Are our paintings standing on a natural footing? Do we have enough investments in the natural order of things? So that is something which we always think. The second one is, are the foundations of the companies we are investing on proper hard ground? See, again, companies where we invest are built by people. The people who are running the companies, are they honest people? Do they have the right intention? Do they have capabilities to scale these companies to a large extent? These are super important questions for us to ask. And if we realize that the companies are built on strong foundations, we are very happy to partner with them for long term. And the third one, which is super important, is the environment on which the companies build. Are they either changing too fast? Are they capable of adapting to change? Or are they in environments which are not so, oriented to change? So you have to always have a company which is nimble enough, capable enough, innovative enough, so that they can change as the environment is changing. So I would leave you with, this thought, that when these three foundational elements are clear, when you are investing in a set of companies and your painting is already made, you should leave the painting without tinkering too much. So you should not try to update the painting ever so often. Once we have the painting right, we would let the painting do its own thing. We would want to sit back and see to it that the portfolio is doing as good as it can potentially do. So with those thoughts, I will leave you to it. Be investors in great companies with great promoters with great foundational materials in place. Thank you.